Did you know that 75% of people suffer from speech anxiety? It's true. For many, the thought of speaking in public is scarier than death itself. In fact, a survey by Chapman University found that public speaking ranks as the #1 fear, even above heights and spiders. With so many people feeling this way, it's no wonder that most speakers fall flat when they finally take the stage. But why do so many struggle? It often boils down to a few hidden roadblocks that most don't even know about. From psychological barriers to poor body language, these issues can ruin an otherwise great speech. Luckily, there are proven strategies to help you overcome these challenges and shine as a speaker. In this video, we'll explore the science of storytelling, the importance of genuine confidence, and the magic of nonverbal communication. You'll learn unique tips that not only help you speak but also connect deeply with your audience. Get ready to unlock the secrets of great speakers and transform your public speaking skills. Whether you're a beginner or looking to improve, there's something valuable for everyone. Let's dive in. Chapter 1: Why most speakers fall flat, the invisible roadblocks. Most people think they can master public speaking by simply practicing more. But the truth is, even with hours of preparation, many still fail. The hidden reason? Psychological barriers. For instance, studies show that 75% of people experience speech anxiety. This fear doesn't just affect nerves, it impacts how you speak, your tone, and even your body language. One of the biggest roadblocks is imposter syndrome. People feel they aren't qualified to speak, even when they are. This self-doubt shows up in their delivery. Research from the International Journal of Behavioral Science reveals that 70% of people will experience imposter syndrome at some point. It's common but preventable. The key is to reframe your thinking. Instead of focusing on how you're being judged, focus on how you're serving your audience. Another silent killer of public speaking success? Cultural conditioning. Many of us were taught not to brag or stand out. This conditioning keeps us from speaking with confidence and conviction. But great speakers aren't shy about their knowledge. They own their expertise. As best-selling author Brené Brown puts it, vulnerability is not weakness, it's our most accurate measure of courage. Finally, unconscious body language errors can sabotage your message. Crossed arms, fidgeting, or even poor eye contact sends the wrong signals. These actions tell the audience you're nervous or not confident, even if your words are solid. According to a study by UCLA, 93% of communication is nonverbal. This means even if your speech is great, poor body language can undermine it. Chapter 2: The Power of Listening. Becoming a speaker your audience craves. Most people assume that speaking is all about talking, but here's a secret: the best speakers are excellent listeners. When you listen to your audience, whether through their questions, facial expressions, or body language, you tailor your message to fit their needs. This makes your speech more relevant and engaging. Listening allows you to understand the emotional state of your audience. In a study conducted by Harvard Business Review, researchers found that emotional intelligence can account for up to 58% of a leader's job performance. The same principle applies to speakers. If you can read the room, you can better connect with your audience. One interesting tactic is the empathic pause. When delivering a speech, pause after making an important point. This gives your audience time to absorb what you've said and gives you time to gauge their reaction. Are they nodding? Leaning in? Frowning? This feedback loop helps you adjust on the fly. Listening isn't just passive, it's a strategic tool. Another powerful technique is asking your audience questions, even rhetorical ones. It makes them think, engages them, and creates an interactive dynamic. Questions like, "Have you ever felt that way?" or "Can you relate to this situation?" make people feel part of the conversation. As Simon Sinek said in his book Start With Why, listening is not understanding the words of the question asked, it's understanding why the question was asked in the first place. If you can listen for the why, you'll naturally become a more compelling speaker. Chapter 3: Mastering Micro Moments. Crafting impactful seconds that stick. Big speeches aren't always about big moments. Often, it's the small, impactful moments, the micro moments, that truly resonate with your audience. These are the split seconds where your message sticks. For example, a well-placed pause can be more powerful than a wordy sentence. Research shows that the average attention span is just 8.25 seconds, shorter than that of a goldfish. Capturing attention in these fleeting moments is crucial. One strategy is to focus on strategic pauses. Great speakers, like Barack Obama, use pauses to emphasize key points. Silence forces your audience to pay attention and lets important ideas sink in. It's a way to give your message space to breathe. According to Harvard's Center for Public Leadership, a pause of 2 to 3 seconds after a key point boosts retention by over 30%. Another micro-moment technique is using a punchline or one-liner to create instant impact. Think about a simple, memorable phrase that summarizes your point. For example, one of Steve Jobs' famous lines was, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." That one sentence still resonates today because it's short, sharp, and memorable. Body language also plays a huge role in these micro-moments. For instance, a smile at the right moment can be more persuasive than a whole paragraph. According to research from Princeton University, people form an impression of you within the first 7 seconds. Mastering your body language in these tiny moments can drastically change how people perceive you. Lastly, varied vocal tones can create micro-moments that keep your audience engaged. A monotone delivery loses attention fast, but changing your pitch or volume during key moments can wake up your audience and hold their focus. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more valuable insights on becoming a great speaker. Chapter 4: Storytelling Science. Using neurobiology to captivate any crowd. Great speakers know that storytelling isn't just an art, it's science. There's a reason stories captivate audiences more than facts alone. Research shows that when people listen to stories, multiple areas of the brain light up, not just the language processing parts. Storytelling activates the brain's sensory cortex, making listeners feel like they're actually experiencing the story. Neuroscientist Uri Hassan from Princeton University discovered that when someone tells a story, the brains of both the speaker and listener synchronize. This means your audience can literally get on the same wavelength as you if you tell your story well. It's not just about telling any story, though, it's about telling a relatable story. People are more likely to remember details from a narrative when they see themselves in it. One practical way to apply this is through the hero's journey structure. The hero's journey, a storytelling model popularized by Joseph Campbell, has been used in movies, books, and speeches for decades. The idea is simple: tell a story where the main character, it could be you or someone else, faces a challenge, overcomes it, and learns something valuable. People connect to this structure because it mirrors their own struggles and triumphs. Another key strategy is to start your speech with a story. Data from Stanford University found that people are 22 times more likely to remember a fact if it's wrapped in a story. It grabs attention immediately, and the audience becomes emotionally invested from the start. Lastly, don't forget the power of emotional triggers in your storytelling. The stories that make people feel something, whether it's joy, surprise, or empathy, are the ones they remember. As Brené Brown says, stories are just data with a soul. If you can make people feel, you've already won half the battle. Chapter 5: The Confidence Paradox. Why trying harder won't make you better. It's a common belief that to be a better speaker, you just need to work harder on your confidence. But here's the thing: forcing confidence doesn't work. In fact, trying too hard can often backfire. Confidence is not something you can fake for long. If it's not genuine, it shows. Research from Harvard Business School found that people who come across as overconfident often lose trust with their audience. Over-preparation, rigid memorization, and trying to control every aspect of your speech actually increase anxiety. Why? Because when you focus on perfection, you become hyper-aware of every mistake. Instead, embrace the good enough mindset. Aim for connection, not perfection. One powerful strategy is to shift your focus from yourself to your audience. When you concentrate on helping or informing your audience, you take the pressure off yourself. Confidence grows naturally when your primary concern is delivering value rather than worrying about how you're perceived. As Simon Sinek said, the goal is not to be perfect by the end. The goal is to be better today. Another tip is to use power posing before speaking. Research by Amy Cuddy at Harvard suggests that standing in a power pose for just 2 minutes can boost testosterone by 20% and reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, by 25%. This simple technique primes your body for confidence, even if you're feeling nervous. Finally, remember that authenticity beats polished perfection. Audiences connect with speakers who are real, even if they stumble or make a mistake. People don't expect you to be flawless, they expect you to be relatable. It's okay to admit, "I'm a bit nervous," or laugh off a small mistake. This makes you more human and approachable. Incorporating these non-verbal strategies will elevate your presence on stage and make your audience trust and connect with you on a deeper level, even before you've said a word. If you found these insights valuable, make sure to subscribe for more tips and strategies to boost your public speaking skills. Together, we can turn your fear of public speaking into a powerful tool for connection and influence.